do it fast. Right here on the Anycast. Make it strong, make it last. Right here on the Anycast.
All right, welcome everybody. I am really excited. Got a great episode today. We have somebody who has become extremely critical to my life, both in business and personally. Good friend, great service provider, better human being, currently fasting, so he's likely to say something really that he shouldn't, which is great for us. Mehmet Akcin here today. Mehmet, for those who don't know who you are, what EdgeUno is, what's your backstory?
Hi, everyone. Backstory is basically moving to Latin America when I was 19 years old, starting Puerto Rico and then living in different places, ending up working in IT business. I worked in ICANN, Microsoft, Yahoo, a little bit of SpaceX, and did consulting with several good friends who gave me the opportunity. Then I saw some opportunity in Latin America where it is a developing market. There are a lot of opportunities, a lot of enthusiasm for online gaming, for content, for other things. So I said, okay, well, I will make this my home. I recently moved to Miami about a year ago and now living here with my wife and 2 kids, just trying to help companies who want to do business in Latin America in terms of delivering content, bare metal servers, cloud services. Just help them get it done and then move on to the next thing and help them focus on what matters for them.
So I can speak as a customer and say that EdgeUno is a very valuable business for me. But I mean, I know most of the story. I don't know that I know all the story. You worked for a lot of big companies for a while. Most people, certainly in our space, tend to be serial entrepreneurs. What made you take the plunge? Was there something that jumped out to you in the market? Was it something you felt inside? Like, how'd you get into business for yourself?
This is a good one, actually. So 2 different things happened. One, throughout my work life, I was traveling a lot, and eventually I find out that my son has a heart condition, and then it really kind of struck me down, and I was like, okay, I need to deal with this. I can't travel as much. But I couldn't stop because, when my boss says, hey, I need you in Taiwan, I need you in Dubai, I need you in London, I couldn't say no. Then I said, okay, well, the only way I can stop this if I'm my own boss. But I also had a eyesight issue myself, which made me have to go to Colombia to seek a solution. The problem I have with my eyes is called keratoconus, and Colombia is very advanced with their eye treatments. So I went there and I had to stay there 2-3 weeks and 5-6 times a year during the 2-year period. Then I noticed, I'm like, what is going on here? Why there is no local content? The internet is really fast. It's in the local network. And I noticed, all right, you know what? This could be an interesting business. Found my first anchor customer. I think you were my first or second anchor customer. I don't exactly remember the count, but valuable customer, a reliable customer, of course. This is what it matters. We grew together a lot and tried to build a team. I met with some people in Colombia who basically told me, hey, there is this opportunity to buy this company. You can build it up from there. But that's how everything started. It's just, 2 separate health problems that created this opportunity for me, that I just wanted to just be my own boss. So if I have to take the day off to be with my son, to be with my family, I could do that.
It sounds like it was meant to be a little bit.
Yes, I think so.
One of the things we've been talking about a little bit is bootstrapping versus venture capital versus debt funding. Like, from your perspective, I mean, first question is, I guess, how did you fund EdgeUno? And second question is why that, with all the options out there?
Yeah, I had the money, but I wanted to use somebody else's money because they told me it's less risky that way, but it didn't go that way, Anyway, so long story short, I went to this route mainly because it's not because I didn't have the money, but if I got other people's money to get the return, they would also invest in time coaching me, developing me. And that was the very first 6 months to 1 year where, we tried to do many things, failed. We wanted to become a cloud provider. We wanted to become an enterprise storage and backup provider, failed. And then later I found the niche of a niche, just, hey, I bring international companies to Latin America and give them local access, build local networks, That's how everything started. I took a lot of loans, paid back. We don't all, have a lot of loans right now that's waiting to be paid, but it's all self-made. And thanks to friends who supported us.
Tell me about a niche within a niche. I think that's an interesting concept.
Yeah, so everybody is trying different things, trying to be somebody different. And, Latin America is an interesting market. So you can look at this largest tier one providers are there. Of course, Lumen, Level 3, Telxius, Sparkle, all the guys are there. Everybody has a different strategy. I looked at what everybody is doing and I said, okay, Lumen is doing this. This is what they're doing good, and they're probably the ones that do most goods and least wrongs. Okay, and what's Telxius doing? What Sparkle is doing? What's Internex is doing? I said, okay, I need to do something very different to be able to be different than them. And nobody's investing in building metro networks. You're in a career neutral data center, you're there, you have a content, you want everybody to come and say, hey, come peer with me, come connect with me. I don't do that. I go to a city, I point out where the data centers of everybody is, and I go connect into them. I go build into them. And when they need, when I need capacity, guess what? I am inside their data center. They bring me the connection right there. And then the last mile, using smart optics, Fujitsu, the other DWDM providers, just build this network. And this is the niche of niche because nobody is doing that. Nobody is focusing on doing that.
How do you find sourcing talent?
So we have a different strategy. What we did is, first of all, rule number one, stay away from the big cities. If you want to do anything in Latin America, there are big companies are doing this. One of the big companies that we know in the same city as us, we are in a city called Uberlândia. It's in Minas Gerais, in the center of Brazil. When you look, it's very 8 hours drive from Sao Paulo, in the center. This is a farm town, except some of the top schools, technical schools, and a very large private company called Algar is a telecommunications company, and another company called Cargill, I think it's a US company, is based right there. So what's our strategy? We go find a city, must be small, must have a good school. Why small? Because I can, by paying them a good price, bring people from big cities to do small city, because everybody wants to kind of get out after COVID. They want to no longer deal with the traffic, going to the office. Of course, we have I know you're 100% remote, I believe. We are 100% remote. We were 100% remote in COVID for one day. The rest of the time, we couldn't be because of the type of the work we do. How can I be remote if I have to be in data center, do the physical work? My knock needs to be in one place. But this is our strategy. Go find a small city where people want to live. Uberlândia is number one city or number two city in whole Brazil in the living quality, safety, living quality. So what we did is we went to this place. We established some good relationship with the schools. Actually, we had some students coming up yesterday. These are the fourth year students, fifth year students ready to graduate. We get them when they are young and then invest in them 2 years, 3 years with no expectation, right? We expect that they are going to be with us 5 year, 10 year. And our idea is to invest and teach them.
So those young people you're getting out of school, do you find them coming out of school prepared, not prepared? Where are they on the continuum of where they need to be?
Yeah. In most of the time, these are like, we specially hire type of dudes that know, like, that have streamed on Twitch before, that likes to play online gaming. They have some high ranking in Counter-Strike, some of them. We are looking for especially people that are like that. Remember, this is a school with 100 students in that year to graduate. We hire 4 or 5. Some years we can't find enough people between 2 schools, 3 schools. And this is every year we are trying to do it. They are not ready. They're very disconnected. They don't understand the technology. They don't understand what it's about. But hey, remember, you're still young. I'm still young. 20 years ago, what did we know about the internet? What did we know about anything? One thing I can say, Matt, they are very hungry. They're very hungry. When we sit down and, when we teach them about our customer, we tell them, look, this guy in the middle of nowhere that is relying on this low orbit satellite connectivity, it's relying on us. So what you do, what you answer, the speed that you answer, speed that you solve a problem, it really matters, because that person might be calling their daughter, might be having an emergency that trying to do, or in the middle of a doctor appointment, or just simply just, on a conference call. I think when you explain young people the mission, it's very easy to motivate them. At least for me, for my company, I'm lucky I'm in a business that it's very motivating,
Mehmet, my friend, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I will see you soon. I will see you sooner than later somewhere.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me over here.
Thanks, Mehmet.
Take care.
This is different, another round, so much more to talk about. Gonna aim to satisfy with help from Cashfly. Get to it fast. Right here on the Anycast. Make it strong, make it last. Right here on the Anycast. The Anycast podcast, brought to you by Cashfly.